Hi, my name is Priyanka.
And my name is Devron.
And we're from South Africa, and today we're going to be sharing
how to buy your Premier League tickets.
So I wanted to do this video because we were trying to buy Premier League tickets a couple months ago, and with my in-laws having gone this year in 2023 in April, we had a little bit of a scare and we really wanted our first experience to be really enjoyable and exciting. So my husband is sitting here with me today. If you do follow me, I have a page on Instagram and on TikTok and of course on YouTube, Inspired by Pricier, and I did share our experience of how we went to Liverpool and a little bit about the game, and I had a lot of you guys reach out to me asking me, how did you guys purchase tickets? I know the struggle is really real because we really did go through it, and today I want to make sure that this video is as detailed as possible. My husband is here because he was in charge of my in-laws bookings, and he was also in charge of our bookings. Obviously being a die-hard Liverpool supporter, he knew exactly what he was looking for, how to purchase tickets, not how to purchase tickets, but he wanted everything to be smooth and perfect, and today I decided to do sort of like a Q&A with him. So we're gonna start off and tell you guys a little bit about why we decided to go, just so that you guys have a feel of how much of a supporter he is. How long have you been waiting to go to Liverpool?
My entire life. So I'm 34 years old and I've been waiting my entire life to go to this game.
Okay, and your parents went at the beginning of the year. So my in-laws, my father-in-law retired this year, and my mother-in-law's gift to him was a ticket to Liverpool. Not just a ticket, but an entire holiday to England and to Switzerland. And so they went through a little bit of challenges with regards to getting tickets. So do you want to share a little bit about how you found tickets for them when they said to you, we want to go to Liverpool? So bear in mind, they're in their 60s, early 60s. They are tech savvy. I would say they're tech savvy, but not to the point where they're just going to go online and click something and pay for it and check it out. So when they decided that they wanted to go for my father-in-law's retirement gift, they went straight to their son and they were like, we want to go, how do we book tickets?
So I didn't know where to start, and then I started Googling stuff online, and you kind of get a whole mix of reviews of scams, and then you get some websites that are totally legit. So we went onto multiple websites. There's millions of third-party resellers, and then there's places that you can go onto that you buy hospitality tickets from. There's a few sites that you can buy hospitality tickets from, and we looked at a few sites. Well, I looked at a few sites, and we found one that had very good reviews. There were some bad reviews, but there were some bad experiences from certain people, and we always take it with a pinch of salt that some people have a bad experience, but 90% of the people did get their tickets and did have the great experience.
So on that note, we didn't really know how tickets were sold and how one could get their hands on tickets. So just to give you a brief outline from what we understand, we're not experts in this, and I do suggest that you do your research before purchasing tickets. And I do want to add that everything that you need to know might not be on the screen or might be said on this video, but it's in the description box below. So please click the little arrow on the screen somewhere and read everything that we are speaking about. So with regards to them purchasing their tickets, we, as my husband said, we did do a lot of research, and when they did purchase their tickets, everything went completely smoothly. We did also ask some other people, but from the time they purchased their tickets, everything was like up to date and seemed legit, right?
Yeah, so the website seems legit. You pay seamlessly. There's no problems with payment. There's a chat support system there. You can chat to the chat support and ask them if where you're sitting, when you're going to get your tickets, etc., and they reply to you immediately or within a few minutes.
So from some of the videos that we did watch, and when we went to Liverpool, we spoke to some people who are from Liverpool, and they call Scouse people, like Scousers. So some of them said that you have to wait. It's just a matter, so we stay in Durban, right? And how Liverpool works is there's multiple teams in England, there's multiple teams in Durban, if I had to do that comparison. So like you'd have a team in Morningside, a team in Umhlanga, a team in Glenwood, and each area has access to tickets, but it's just one of those things, like you have to go and apply for the tickets, and if you get given the tickets, you get given the tickets for life. However, it's not just given to you, you have to purchase it. So you purchase an entire season worth of tickets. So for example, let's say you are sitting in row LA, LA number 5. LA number 5 is your ticket for the entire season, and this video is not specifically just for Liverpool tickets. This video is specifically for just buying any English Premier League ticket. So that's how it works in all of the times. You get allocated a season ticket holder, or you are a season ticket holder, and with regards to that, like, season ticket holders keep their tickets like
for life.
For life. The locals are die-hard fans, and their tickets, like I said, are very precious to them. Now, the way these third-party sites get their tickets, they pretty much like they acquire the tickets from the locals who sell it to them at like a higher price, right?
Yeah, so these season ticket holders, they pay nothing more than £30 a game, and if I'm not mistaken, you pay nothing less than £300 on these third-party sites. So they're making a great return for what they purchase it for. So it's sort of like a business for them.
So you remember he said that the one site that we used had a couple bad reviews. It wasn't a couple bad reviews on the site. I feel like what happens is let's say you get allocated a ticket, and you buy a ticket, and that third party site buys his ticket, Davron's ticket, and when they buy his ticket, they have access to his entire season. Now they will sell all of his tickets, which is different matches, and let's just say he decides to go and watch Liverpool and Manchester play, and he already sold his ticket to a third party site. That ticket is actually his ticket, like it belongs to him, it's his seat, and he can just show up one day and be like, I'm going to go and watch the game, and the person who bought the ticket from the third party site gets denied access to the grounds and isn't able to go in. So that's what happens. It's not the third party site's problem. I mean, I know it might be their problem because you're purchasing from them, but it's not something that they can control. So in terms of the third party site that we use, I'm going to list it below. There's multiple third party sites. There's two that I'm going to list below. One that my in-laws use, and one that my friend from the United Kingdom used. She's a South African living and working in the UK, and she basically used this particular site to book Manchester United tickets, and she had a successful time booking. She and her hubby went to the game, they watched the game, and they were quite happy. The ticket was changed, so they had their tickets in their name, and they were able to, you know, scan through the stadium and go into the game. So with regards to my in-laws experience, before we tell you about our experience, just so that you guys have an idea, full understanding of how this works, do you want to maybe just share like how mom and dad got their tickets, after they got their tickets, like, you know, whether they were able to print their tickets, and then what happened leading up to the game?
Yeah, so there was good communication. We booked their tickets well in advance. It was about 3 months or 2 months in advance. They went for the Arsenal-Liverpool game in April. So we booked their tickets, everything was fine. They told them that they will get their tickets during the week. They have a disclaimer online that says you'll get your tickets there's a disclaimer online that says you will get your tickets either 3 days before the game, but up to 2 hours before the game.
That's very scary, especially if you're coming from so far.
Guys, 2 hours before the game. Now, we don't usually think about the worst case scenario, so we were positive about it. I told my parents, hey, you'll get your tickets, you know, within 3 days of the game. So, game was on Sunday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday. You know, you're hoping that you get your match tickets on Thursday. So they left and they landed in Liverpool on Wednesday.
Thursday.
So they left and they landed in Liverpool on Thursday, and they didn't get their tickets. So we were messaging support, and all support will tell you is wait for your tickets. They will be issued within the 3 days, but up to 2 hours before the game. So you can't really do much. You're in Liverpool, you got to enjoy your time in Liverpool. They went for the stadium tour, they went on a few other tours, but they were still stressed out of their mind because they wanted their tickets, guys. You know, you're flying all over the world, you're flying across the world to go for this game, and you spend a lot of money on these flights, and you spend a lot of money on these tickets not to actually have them yet. and they didn't receive them. So in the back of their mind, they were stressed out. They were looking for, alternate ways of getting tickets while they were still in Liverpool in case that they didn't get the tickets. But we still communicated with the third party site. I still communicated from South Africa with them, and they still reassured us that they will get the tickets. So we get to match day and they still haven't got the tickets. We've been messaging them via chat support, and it's match day. They haven't gotten tickets. They haven't been emailed the tickets as yet, and that's what they said that they would get. They would get emailed these tickets. However, nothing has been given. It's 9 a.m. in the morning. The game is at 3 p.m. and they get an email from the website to say, please meet a guy named Tom at a bakery outside the game and he will have your tickets for you. So my parents didn't have Wi-Fi, didn't have a SIM card, so they only relied on Wi-Fi. And when they left their hotel, they didn't have any communication with this guy named Tom via WhatsApp, right? So they gave them a WhatsApp number. So my dad, he WhatsApped Tom and he said, I'm on my way to get my tickets. Now, guys, I want you to picture something. This is a Liverpool game with well over a few, 50,000 people there. And this is 3 hours before the game where people from all over the world are coming into the stadium. And this bakery is a tiny bakery opposite the ground where thousands of people are walking through. So you're looking for a guy named Tom,
which you've never seen before. You don't have a picture of him. You only have a WhatsApp number. You have no Wi-Fi. And there's thousands of people around that bakery because it's a very, very famous bakery. And people are walking in, walking out, buying a pie, buying their coffee, going for the game, stuff like that. So think about the stress that my parents were going through at that situation. So also, I just want to add that, like I did say, and I will say this throughout the video, the website that we booked with will be listed, even though they did get their tickets, and it might sound like a bit of a horror story. I just wanted you guys to know what to expect, because if you've never traveled before, or if you are traveling, this is something that's very different, especially if you're going there specifically for the game. I would like you guys to know everything that you could possibly incur, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. Now, before we speak about when they did meet Tom, I just want to chat to you guys about the fact that my in-laws went for a trip to the UK and to Switzerland, and they booked in February. Everything was sorted in February, and their trip was in just around Easter in April. Now, about just after a week after finalizing their flights, their payment, their booking, what happened is the game got moved. So can we talk about that for a bit? Because initially the game was supposed to be on a Saturday. Yeah.
So usually the games move. If your team, in this case Liverpool, qualifies for a certain cup, the schedule just gets moved around either a day before or a day after, and it generally happens to most games in the second half of the season. So that happened to my parents' game. It got moved from Saturday to Sunday.
It got moved from Saturday to Sunday, and they were supposed to leave Liverpool on Sunday, right? Initially, their flight out of Liverpool to go back to London and to go to Switzerland was on Sunday. So just a heads up, if you are going for any of the games, just have a day before that you get in and a day after, just so that you are safe. Now, meeting Tom, so the good news is that they did meet Tom, and my husband will tell you the rest of the happy story that follows.
So my dad walked around the bakery, and there was another guy that was also waiting for Tom. He asked him, are you also waiting for Tom? The guy was from Ireland, and he said, yeah, I am. But my dad said he had a very stressed look on him because he also didn't have tickets. So didn't have Wi-Fi, waiting in a bakery. Picture the scenario, and you from South Africa, you've flown all the way there. You're standing outside Anfield, and you just want to go into this game, and you've been waiting and waiting your entire life to go in for it. So they find a little boy, what they describe as a little boy, that says, are you waiting for tickets? And my dad says, yes, I'm waiting for Tom. So this little boy runs to the back of the bakery and comes back and hands them their 2 tickets.
So that's how they were able to get tickets, and successfully they walked into the stadium and they got their tickets. Now, I did say that this sounds very stressful, but this is one of the ways that you can book tickets if you use a third-party site. I am going to list the third-party site that they used in the description box, like I did mention, and the third-party site that my friend used, because I know that she is someone that's reliable, trustworthy, and she was able to watch the game and get a ticket. And my friend's ticket had a name on it and her husband's name on it. My in-laws' tickets had somebody else's name on it, and they just had a barcode on it, which you just had to scan. And if you've watched my previous video, which I'll link on the screen, you'll notice the part of the video where we're entering, and there's a little scanning device that allows you to put your phone in and obviously scan the barcode so you can enter the grounds for the match that you're going to. So our experience obviously was a lot different. Slight hiccup, but I'll share that with you. Nothing that we could have anticipated. So after this entire fiasco, my husband we decided, my in-laws decided they wanted to go back to Liverpool, and this time they wanted us to come along with them. So obviously it's quite pricey to buy tickets, and my husband was very, very scared. Like, he was like, he did not want our first time to watch Liverpool play to be that way, especially because we were told, my in-laws were told, that some people didn't even get their tickets. So there is a travel agency here in South Africa, in Durban actually.
There's multiple.
There's multiple. And you just need to do your research. But I think if you're watching this video and you do trust the information that we're giving you, and you do your own research from what we do give you and provide you, then you can make a decision. But this website charges a little bit more, because you're not just buying tickets, you're buying hospitality tickets. And with regards to that, they sell a travel package. You can't just buy the ticket, you've got to buy accommodation as well. They don't just sell tickets for the English Premier League, they sell multiple sports tickets, they do multiple packages, they do multiple packages around the world. They are quite reputable. We booked our tickets with them. I think our first inquiry, so we went, the game that we watched was Liverpool versus Everton. It was a Merseyside derby. It was on the 21st of October. And we started our research process on the 20th of June. We finalized our purchases where we paid for our tickets and got everything in confirmation. I think it was about 2 to 3 weeks later, around the 14th of July. And we just had to wait for our tickets. So we booked all of our flights. We booked our flights with British Airways. We flew from Durban to Johannesburg, and from Johannesburg we had a direct flight to Heathrow. From Heathrow we had a slight 45-minute wait. It was really stressful. And then we jumped on another flight to go to Manchester, and that flight was about 35 minutes. And then from Manchester we took a train to Liverpool, which was about what?
An hour and a half.
Yeah, about an hour and a half. And then from the train station to our hotel, we took a cab right outside, which was about £8. The train ticket from Manchester to Liverpool was how much? Like £90. I can't really remember now, but I'm going to list that in the description box. If you do plan to do any traveling within the UK, make sure you book your train tickets before, because you do pay less. We booked everything like as we got there. Like, this entire trip was just like by hook or crook. Like, it was as you go along kind of a thing. And we got to Liverpool around I think 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and we were only allowed to check in. So the accommodation was booked with our ticket, and we stayed at the Novotel Hotel in Paddington Village, which is about 5 to 6 k's away from the stadium, which takes about 10 to 12 minutes to get there. There are different ways that you can get there, but we just Ubered. It's probably one of the best ways. And the hotel that we stayed at was really nice. It was central to the stadium and central to Liverpool town. So our tickets were given to us on the day we left, so we had like lots of peace of mind. Like, we were happy, like vacation mode started. But I do just want to add the ticket that we booked, the hospitality ticket. So it worked out to 90,300 per person. That included the ticket, hospitality ticket. It also included us going into the hospitality lounge. It also included a small meal, and it included our ticket, and we had good tickets. We were supposed to be sitting on Anfield Road stand and the new stand. So about 2 weeks before, this is where the hiccup kicks in. About 2 weeks before the game, we were told that the stand is not ready. The Anfield stand is not ready where the new seats are, and we don't have tickets, and that their supplier is working on tickets, and we were asked to pay an additional 1,500 Rand each, which is in total 6,000 Rand. And I'm just being completely honest with you guys so you know what to expect in terms of booking and hiccups that you might incur. So we paid all of that, and then about 24 hours later, because it was a back and forth situation, the agent that we dealt with here in Durban, she contacted the supplier, and the supplier said, listen, we are able to give you guys seats on the main stand. Now my in-laws spent money to sit on the main stand. My father-in-law was very happy that we got main stand tickets, because he was comparing his last experience to the experience that we were about to obviously have. And I would say that we didn't really care at that point in time what tickets we got, even if we sat like right at the top of the roof of the stadium. As long as we were in the stadium, we were happy. But a couple days later, we got some really good news from the agent, and she said that because our tickets weren't the same tickets, because we're not getting hospitality tickets and everything else that came along with it, our accommodation is still thrown in, and we are going to be getting reimbursed with some money. She didn't give us a figure, but she just said we'll be getting reimbursed. So we kind of felt, a little bit more at ease. Leading up, I do want to play this video though. I do want to play this video when he did get the call. So when he did get the call, I was in our office and I took a video of him. So I'm going to share that now. How do you feel that you had to pay extra?
Devastated.
At least we got tickets. So as you can see, it was very stressful. This was like deja vu, like all over again. Like we going to this, like, we didn't know what to expect. But like I said, they pulled through. The agency that we booked with is called Edu Sports. If you read on Google, they have some really good reviews. I personally, if we had to book again, I would book with them again. And if we had to go to any of the other sporting events like the Formula 1 or World Cup or any ticket that we might need in the future, I would definitely book with them again. Yeah. They're very efficient. They kept us in the loop of things. That 1,500 Rand that we had to pay each was given back to us, along with the money that they promised us. So in total, I don't have the figures in my head, but I'm going to write it in the description box, like a significant portion of our tickets back, and it worked out really well. It doesn't always happen. They are on top of the ball for all of these matches and games, and what I really appreciated was the fact that they kept us in the loop of things, and they emailed us and they took our calls. They didn't avoid us, and I highly recommend using them. So just a couple tips if you are going to be using them. When you get to, I explained briefly of how to get from Liverpool, from Manchester to Liverpool. If you are flying in directly to Heathrow, which is London, you can take a train directly to Liverpool. Try to stay somewhere central. My in-laws stayed one road behind the stadium, so they stayed on the road of the stadium. In Anfield, they were able to walk. This was like a sort of like bed and breakfast.
Yeah, but the stadium's not central.
Yeah, the stadium is not central. It's this little town that is pretty much just isolated with the stadium and the locals. And then there's the more hippier part of Liverpool, which is the city centre side. And in terms of things to do in Liverpool, I will add more content on that, but you can follow Inspired by Pricier Travels on Instagram and check out my highlights where I'll share more information. There's not that much to do in Liverpool. If one had to ask me how long I would go to Liverpool for, I would say go for the game, go a day, have a day after, have a day before, and maybe the stadium tours. So maybe 4 to 5 days, maximum 5 days. Like otherwise there's not going to be much for you to do there, other than go to the Liverpool Museum and go to the town and go to the waterfront and maybe the city. And if you really like doing shopping, then of course you'll find stuff to do, but you have to do the stadium tour. We used a website which I'll link below. And then you can also book the stadium tour directly with LG Sport as well. They do have that. With regards to tickets, if you're not using a third-party site and if you're not using the agency that we use, and by the way, as a South African, you can use this agency. If you're non-South African, you just have to get in touch with them and ask them, you know, for the email address, and just correspond with them via email. They're very efficient, like I did say. But there is another way for you to book tickets if you are able to transit. But obviously, if you're coming from so far, you don't really want to use this way because it's not 100% guaranteed. We looked at it and we were a bit stressed out about it because it didn't really confirm that we were going to get tickets, and that's directly on Liverpool's site. You have to register as a Liverpool fan, and then they open up a certain amount of tickets. They're only hospitality tickets. You do get access to other tickets as well, but it's like a first come first serve basis, and it's really just luck of the draw. The other thing that I do want to mention is when you're purchasing tickets on third-party sites, and even with the agency that we booked, because I mentioned the fact that you are buying other people's tickets that are being sold to, you know, different agencies and suppliers. Sometimes if you're going as a family, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to sit together. Like we went for a Europa League game and we didn't sit together as a family. We sat one row behind each other. My in-laws sat in front of us and we sat behind them, so it was 2-2. But just bear that in mind, because I'm pretty sure that you want to experience this as a family. It's very unlikely that one can get tickets together, but it is possible, especially if you do ask them. And yeah, the game day was really amazing. Get there early. I did share a video, which I'll link again on the screen, of our experience, our entire match day experience, which was just amazing. You can walk around the stadium. The Liverpool shop, you can talk about the Liverpool shop.
So the Liverpool shop is incredible. It's absolutely phenomenal. You get to see, as a Liverpool fan, everything that you want, from t-shirts to memorabilia to tracksuits to whatever you want. Caps, there's about 100 different ranges of caps. Everything that the squad wears, the entire training kits, everything. Name it, they have it. And you're like a kid in a candy store, and you can go to the shop every single day and spend all your money there. But you know, guys, it's just once in a lifetime experience. Yeah,
so I mean, I know, like, for us, we didn't really look at the value, even though we were paying in pounds and it was like 24-1. It was just the experience. It's just priceless. Like, I don't even have any words to put into this experience. And I think if you are a football fan, regardless of which team you support, you'll find that I'm pretty sure each stadium has a shop, and you'll have your die-hard kid in a candy store moment whilst you're there. But ultimately, just to end off the video, I hope this helped. If you do have any questions, do drop a comment and I will try answer it to the best of my capability, or I'll get my hubby who's more experienced to do so. But we watched Liverpool play Everton. It was the most stressful game for me. I mean, they only scored like their first goal in the 75th minute, and then I think their second goal in the 97th minute, and it was just so epic. Like I've experienced some really awesome experiences in this lifetime, and like the energy in Liverpool and Anfield is just unreal. Like, it's amazing. I can't wait for you guys to experience it. I hope that this video was very detailed and informative, and I now hope that you have an understanding of how to book tickets. And just because we went through a couple hiccups, it doesn't mean that you're gonna go through it. So just do your research and enjoy the moment, embrace it. It starts from the time you make the decision to say, I'm gonna go watch my favorite team play, and you start making those inquiries. And once you finalize your tickets, you know, the rest is just waiting for the date to come to watch the game. It's absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I hope that, like I said, this video was everything you expect it to be. I know a lot of you guys asked for this video, so be sure to check the description box, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already, and yeah, all the best.